Welcome back to the newspaper review, and many thanks for joining us this morning. I have currently with me joining us via phone calls Victor Aya. He's a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Mr. Victor, and welcome to the newspaper review.
Good morning, Kumani. How do you do today?
Yes, I'm good. It's good to have you this morning.
Thank you so much for calling me.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the recent surge of insecurity, the attack most especially in Kaduna State. And not only why Kaduna has been chosen, but some of the reasons or some of the solutions that people are preferring for the government to adopt currently. People have said that the government should resort to mercenaries in prosecuting the war against terrorism in Nigeria. Mr. Victor, do you think that's the line or the path we should be heading?
The problem we have at hand is compromise. There's high compromise on the part of the security agency. That's the fact that many instances have, many situations have taken place. Events whereby the military will want to take action before you know they will be willing. The question we should answer ourselves is that how do the Boko Haram bandits get to know about the route that the military would take at that time that led to the ambush and attack on them? So there's high compromise on the part of the security agency. Don't forget the fact that since 2015, we have always had all the chief of staff from one side of the country. Which should it be? We have said that he should change the chief of staff. Let it come from the start here. Why should they not hold all the key security positions? What of if they have a sympathy for the bandits? What of if there's an agenda? That is the problem.
Okay,
so until the security structure is changed, we will not see any difference. That is the basic truth.
Mr. Victor, Nigerians called for the change of the security chiefs, which the president did, and the war against terrorism died down a little. Recently, it came back up again, and also not all the security chiefs are from the north. Mr. Lucky Irabo is not from the north, from the northern part of the country. He's from the southern part of the country, and also Mr. Amao himself, who is heading the Nigerian Air Force, I don't think he's from the north as well. He's from the southern part of the country. I think it's a collaboration from every other person, both from the north and south.
The question you should ask, if you are operating, if you are working in a company, who is the operational officer? Is it not the MD? Does the chairman have a say in the company? It is only during meetings that the chairman have a say. The Irabo you are talking about is chief of defense staff. Chief of defense staff, what role does he play? Is he the one commanding the troops? The answer is no. We know all these things. The MD of the company is the operational officer. The chairman only shares the meetings. So the chief of defense staff does not play. Okay, why is the president not appointing Northerner as a chief of defense staff?
No,
why is he particular about appointing Northerner as a chief of army staff? The chief of army staff is the operational officer. He's the one that deploys the troops. He's the one that commands them. So that is the issue.
Mr. Victor,
so until we cannot do things the same way.
Mr. Victor, the chief of defense staff is in charge of defense. Now, let's leave that discussion. Let's take a look at it from the other aspect. I talked about mercenaries. Mr. El-Rufai, who is the governor of Kaduna State, is talking about bringing in mercenaries, though he was opposed by others who were against that decision. So we have vigilantes who are currently giving some level of support to the Nigerian army in battling the terrorists in that domain. Do you think the path of mercenaries should be adopted or not?
It should. We have talked for this over the time. It is not today we started this. Why are they afraid of recruiting a mercenary? Why are they afraid of seeking foreign support? Did Nigeria not go to Nigeria to support them during the crisis in Nigeria through ECOMOG and Sierra Leone and other countries, even Sudan? Why is it that Nigeria is afraid of bringing it? It is because they are covering up certain things. They knew that if they bring a foreign mercenary, their secret will be open. That is the truth. And when America came the other time, there was no support from the north. When Ihejireka was the chief of army staff, he was dealing with Boko Haram, and Northerners said that he was committing genocide. That was why they removed Ihejireka at that time. So, and checked the newspaper, the Northerners said that Boko Haram was fighting for justice. They told us that the sheriff formula was not encouraging, and that was why they were fighting for justice. So people who supported them at that time, do you think they can fight against them when they are in power now? Even when they proscribed Boko Haram, we were told then, those who are active in this government now told us that the proscription of Boko Haram was unconstitutional. So they were supporting them.
No. Mr. Victor, Boko Haram has been a terrorist group from onset. I think probably you were referring to the bandits being proscribed.
No, Boko Haram, are they not still in the same place today? They are still the ones terrorizing the country. They only change the name so that they will not use the Tukulan jet against them, because America gave the condition that it is only terrorists that they will use the Tukulan jet, fighter jet against. That is why they quickly changed the name from Boko Haram to bandits. The activities of terrorists of the Boko Haram and bandits, are they not the same thing?
Okay, Mr. Victor, just a moment, please. Have you considered the disadvantage and how it will expose the Nigerian military operations if we are to adopt the suggestion of bringing in mercenaries to this, to fighting terrorism in Nigeria? Have you thought about the disadvantage and how it will expose?
What are the disadvantages?
How it will expose?
What are the disadvantages when Nigeria went to Liberia to fight for
them? That's under the leadership of ECOMOG. That's under the leadership of ECOMOG, not under the
So what are you telling? Is it not the same thing? It's not the same thing. You went to another country to fight to liberate the people. You don't want other people to come and fight and liberate you. So are you happy with the killing? Every day big blood is being shed in Nigeria. Prominent people are being slaughtered.
Okay.
Are you happy if their own children are being slaughtered? The way the children of other people are being slaughtered, would they be happy?
Okay, Mr. Victor.
No, answer me.
No. I asked the questions. Now, let me ask a last question concerning this so we can move to another topic of discussion. Now, you apart from the mercenaries, what other form or what other way would you suggest to the federal government to prosecute the war against insurgency?
We need to change the security architecture. We cannot be appointing the key players from one part of the country. It's not going to work. What of if they are specific to the bandits and the Boko Haram, and they belong to the same religion? These are the issues. So you should appoint the chief of army staff from the south here. You will see a difference. I gave you an example that when he was chief of army staff, he was dealing with Boko Haram, but the Northerners, they said that he was committing genocide. Go and check newspaper of 2011, 2012 to 2014.
All right.
That is a clear example. So they know what they are doing. Insecurity is a big business in Nigeria today. Since I was born in this country, they always get the defense always get the largest budget. But up to today, they keep on telling us that they don't have equipment. They blame Jonathan that he did not buy equipment. I think the military was set up in 2010 that Jonathan became president, and then they buy equipment.
All right.
Okay. The $1 billion that Buhari took from the foreign reserve to buy equipment. Where are the equipment? These are the questions.
Mr. Victor.
So they are not prepared to fight. It's a business. It's a cash cow. That is it.
Mr. Victor, thank you very much. We are also aware that the federal government is fighting the battle against terrorists, and we are also aware that there are 2,000, just a moment, that there are 2,000 terrorists that has been captured by the federal government that are set to be on trial now. That's a report that we have, and we know the government is doing its best. However, let's move away from that discussion. Let's go to the NIN discussion. Recently, the federal government barred those who have not complied with the directive of linking their SIM with their NIN. I want to know if you were affected or the experience that you've had recently.
Yes, I'm affected. You know, there is a code that you can use to link up your SIM card with NIN, which is *785#. I did that for all my numbers. Suddenly they sent a number to me that a message to me, my number has been blocked. I said, let them block it. Let them block all Nigeria's number. Then they will tell me where they will make money from. This is another business. If you go to NIN or a office to register as early as 4 a.m., the place is crowded. They collect money. Am I going to pay to register my number. So they know what they are doing. As far as they don't want Nigeria to work, let it remain so. And the question I keep asking is, if you are looking for ATM card, is it difficult for you to get? You just walk into a bank, they give it to you. Even when it expires, they have already prepared it. Why is it that when it comes to federal government issue, you must suffer? And I'm not going to suffer for that. Okay. Those who want to suffer can suffer. Is that they should block all that. Then the network will close down. If the network closes down, where will government get tax from? Okay. So they are just suffering people for nothing.
But Mr. Victor,
they are just suffering people for nothing.
Mr. Victor, this thing about NIN and SIM linkage, the federal government has implemented or called out for the implementation and the linkage policy some time ago, and it has been extending. It has done extensions for more than twice. Maybe some Nigerians who have not linked, they should have done that when the window was open and not when the federal government started carrying out compliance directives with the telecommunications companies. So it's not the
government. Why should there be a deadline? Are people not buying SIM card every day? If you buy SIM card, can you link up within the same day? People are buying this often. They stop selling SIM card. That is where you will blend the citizen. Every day people are buying SIM card. So why should there be a expiry date? It's supposed to be a continuous process. It's only in Nigeria that the government suffer people. When it suffer people, it blame it on the citizen. Where should it be expiration? The question I'm asking is, are they not selling SIM card every day? They are selling SIM card, so why should there be expiration? When you buy a new SIM card, are you not going to register it? Then when you register, are you going to link up the same day? So the people have no direction. They have no hope. The government have no direction. That is why we are suffering in this country. Is it how it is done in other countries? I'll just give you an example of ATM that the banks give to people. Do you suffer before you get your ATM card? Why should we always suffer for everything that concerns government? It's a government that has no direction, and it cannot continue like that. So if they like they block all the life, and let me see where they are going to get money from the airtime provider. That is it.
All right.
So you cannot blame the citizen. It's part of the citizen.
All right, Mr. Victor Aya is a public affairs analyst and joins us this morning. Many thanks for your contributions to the program this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
Thank you.